Hi guys, my name's Relja. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be reading Little People Big Dreams. Alexander von Humboldt. Written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara. Illustrated by Sally Agar. In the kingdom of Prussia lived a wealthy boy called Alexander. From a very young age, he was curious about everything to do with nature, from the bright stars in the sky to the tiny fireflies glowing in the garden. His father was Chamberlain of the royal household, but he died when Alexander was only 10, hoping her children would also become loyal servants of the kingdom. His mother hired the best tutors to educate him and his older brother. But Alexander had other plans. He dreamt of being a scientific explorer. So after learning all about plants, rocks, and animals in college and studying them all over Europe, he crossed the ocean eager to see the rest of the world. In 1799, Alexander and his friend Aim arrived in South America. He had not been on the continent for long when he noticed that the beautiful lake of Valencia was drying up because European settlers were felling a forest nearby. He was the first Western scientist to understand something indigenous people had long known. Trees store water, protect the soil, cool the air, and are home to many animals. By cutting down trees, humans were harming the whole ecosystem. Guided by the indigenous people, Alexander went up the Orinoco River and through rainforests, where no other Western scientist had ever been before. He drew maps and took notes on everything he found, even an electric eel whose shock could kill a person. For months, he sketched and measured the Andes Mountains and their nearby volcanoes, sometimes putting his life in danger. One day, an earthquake hit. Instead of panicking, he calmly set out his instruments to time it. Alexander climbed Chimborazo, the highest known mountain at the time, by Western travelers. Looking down at the landscape before him, he realized that clouds, mountains, rivers, meadows, and jungles were all connected. The earth was one living being. With the help of the indigenous guides and the most sophisticated instruments of his time, he crossed Mexico from coast to coast and measured everything. He was the first to draw maps, showing the air temperature and techniques still used in weather forecasts. Alexander learned of so many things that hundreds of rivers, mountains, plants, and animals were named after it. Humboldt River, Orinoco River Dolphin, Humboldt's Squirrel Monkey, Humboldt Falls, Humboldt Current, Humboldt Squid, Humboldt Penguin, Humboldt Lily, Humboldt Hog-Nosed Skunk, Humboldt Glacier. There was a glacier, a waterfall, a hog-nosed skunk, even a giant Humboldt squid swam in the Humboldt Current. Back in Europe, Alexander was thought of as a hero. Still, His biggest task was about to start organizing everything he had collected and putting his findings on paper. He hoped it would take him 2 years, but it kept him busy for more than 20. Alexander was 76 when he published his most famous work, Cosmos. It was a fantastic journey across all of creation, from distant galaxies to oceans, volcanoes, mountains, plants, rocks, and tiny creatures. By being the first Western scientist to describe the unity of nature, little Alexander changed the way that many people see our world. Because we all live on a planet full of wonders, where everything is connected. Alexander von Humboldt, born 1769, died 1859. Frederick William Heinrich Alexander von Humboldt was born on September 14, 1769 in Berlin, Prussia, modern-day Germany. After the death of their father, Alexander and his brother, William, were raised by their mother, who had the boys privately educated to allow them to qualify for high-ranking jobs in public office. As a kid, Alexander collected plants and shells. As an adult, he spent time studying economics in college, but became interested in geology, and soon realized that his childhood hobby of nature was his true passion in life. Deciding to embark on a daring expedition from 1799, he spent 5 years in Central and South America, along with French botanist Aimé Bonpland. Guided by local indigenous people, they climbed volcanoes and journeyed through lush rainforests, recording everything they found along the way. Alexander's ascent of Ecuador's Chimborazo without the help of modern mountaineering equipment remained a mountain climbing record from a Western perspective for nearly 30 years. Along his travels, he learned that Earth was one large ecosystem, and he brought his information back to Western society. Upon his return to Europe, he spent the rest of his life cataloging his findings and writing books, including Cosmos, one of the most ambitious scientific works ever published. Hundreds of animals, plants, rivers, and mountains were named after him. Although many of these things had and still have names in indigenous languages, Alexander is remembered as the first Western scientist to recognize the importance and unity of nature across the world. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You're awesome. Bye.